In this example, we see that we have the division of two complex numbers. The big difference here is that in the denominator, it's actually the square of a complex number first that we have to figure out. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's square this denominator, and then we can complete our problem. So this 1 distributing through there will end up being 1 minus 3i, and then the negative 3i distributing through will be minus 3i plus 9i squared. Okay, well, the two middle terms will go together, so minus 6i, and then it's plus 9 times, well, this I squared is really a negative 1, so 1 minus 6i minus 9 should give us a negative 8 minus 6i for this being squared. So let's go ahead and bring that up. So we'll have negative 6 plus I over, and then this is squared, negative 8 minus 6i. All right, well, we have to now multiply the top and bottom by the denominator's complex conjugate, because we can't have this I down here in the denominator. So let's go ahead and multiply by negative 8 plus 6i, because we need to change that sign there in the middle. So negative 8 plus 6i. And what I really like doing is putting parentheses around all these things because they all have two terms, the negative 6 and the plus I. So I want to make sure that I multiply these correctly. Okay, so let's shift over a little. So when we distribute this negative 6 through, we should get 48 minus 36i. And then when I distribute the I through, it should be a negative 8i plus 6i squared. And for our denominator, since I'm multiplying two complex numbers, one with its complex conjugate, I just need to do the firsts and the lasts. So negative 8 times negative 8 is 64. And then negative 6i times positive 6i will be negative 36i squared. So it looks like we have some simplification to do. So let's go ahead and put equals right here. So my negative 36i and negative 8i can go together, and that'll make negative 44i in the middle. So we have my 48 here. This I squared will actually cause this to be a minus 6, because it's going to be positive 6 times negative 1. And in the denominator, it'll be 64 plus 36, because once again, this I squared, which is negative 1, will multiply with this negative to make a positive. So let's go ahead and shuffle over. 48 minus 6 for our real parts here will be 42 minus 44i all over, looks like this will be 100. So we need to write this in a plus bi form, so we need to separate these out. So it'll be 42 over 100 minus 44 over 100 I. But of course they're fractions, so we need to simplify. Looks like I can take a 2 out of both of these. So 21 over 50. And then for the imaginary term here, it looks like I can take a 4 out. So minus 11 over 25i. And I'm going to make sure I write this in a plus bi form, so the I needs to kind of come along on the end.